abstract. Yeah, it's complicated what you say, the way you act. Well, it makes me so confused. I don't know what to do anymore. Can't you just make up your mind? My heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there's a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too, 'cause baby I don't wanna be.
Hi everybody, and welcome to, this is the last live for the summit. My name is Alicia McNamara and I'm from the website Papercraft Secrets. And I also live in Australia on the Gold Coast. And so welcome and thank you for joining me today. It is 7:30 in the morning on Monday here over in Australia. And I have just woken up and I'm ready to do the live with you today. So thank you for being here and welcome. If you can't remember my class, this is the little class that I made. It's a shaker card. So these little bits of, what are they? Little red stars. This is the shaker card element on the front of the card. But everything in the card is made with a free printable. So we've got the poinsettia flowers, we've got the shaker card element and the background. And then when you open the card, there's a little insert as well that you can put in it. So there's a set, I made a set of 4 cards in the class. And so there's a variety of pictures. The ones that I did were the elves, but I also added a few other little Christmas pictures in case you were after a snowman and some scenes like that, some snow scenes. Also in the class, we make a little gift box that, you know, you can put your card in. So this has got a little belly band. You just take that off and then you open the envelope. And then you can fit the card in the envelope. Put that in. Put the belly band back on. It's got a little Velcro dot, so that just goes back on. And then you can give that as a little present. So that's the project that we made in the class, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Everybody has access to the free printable to create this project. Now, my website has had a little bit of trouble and started about 1:50 a.m. this morning. So I wasn't up to solve the problem, but it's just, there's a lot of people trying to access the freebie at the moment, and the website's just struggling under the traffic load. So we have got another link. So thank you. First of all, thank you to everybody who has emailed me, because I have seen, when I woke up this morning, I saw that I do have probably 50 emails of some very beautiful people just asking for some help with accessing the printable. So I will, after this live, go through and reply to all of you and just send you a new link that you can click on, and you should have no trouble because it is hosted on a different site. This is the link here that is just on the screen. So this particular link is on a different site, so should be no trouble accessing the free printable, and then you can go ahead and create your card. So I apologize for anyone that has experienced frustration. I know the technology can let us down sometimes, but I promise if you have emailed, I will definitely get back to you, and I will make sure that you get your free printable so you can make your shaker cards. Oh, Suzette. Suzette says, Alicia, thank you for all your creations. I am so enjoying making your cards with your downloads. Thank you so much, Suzette. Suzette has made many of my creations actually, and she's always so encouraging to me. So thank you. Thank you for that. Suzette is actually in my Patreon group. I do have a Patreon group. It's all of my digital printables and all of my tutorials are in that Patreon group. So if you did enjoy the class and you do like to create cards out of printables, I mean, they're very cost effective because you can just print as many times as you want, never run out of paper. And if you enjoy the tutorials to go with it, then I encourage you to have a look at my Patreon account. I've set the price very affordable because I want everyone to be able to join in if they want to. So if you are in the US, it's very affordable for you, more affordable than us Aussies because of the dollar exchange. So please check that out. And yeah, if you are enjoying printables, it's the most effective way. There's already 25 printables in there, I think, and there's 4 videos a month. So there's lots and lots of videos and a nice community. Alicia, do you have a recommendation for printer company to send out to be printed? I have been asked this question before, and I don't. I print myself from home. I purchase, so I've always had a printer at home and I've always printed a lot of things because I do some after school tutoring and I do a bit of homeschooling as well. So I've always loved printing things. I've always had a printer. But I did not realize how much money I was actually paying in ink. Well, I mean, you start to realize that, right? After you keep buying ink every month. Then one of my crafting friends told me about the Epsom Eco Tank printer. And I ended up purchasing one of those because I couldn't believe how little ink I had to buy. It's just absolutely amazing. It blew me away. I almost didn't believe that what she was saying, that it wouldn't be so much ink. But yeah, so I ended up buying an Epsom Eco Tank. We buy our printers at Officeworks here. I'm not sure what you do in other countries, but I think here it's about $250 or something dollars. I've got a link on my website, links on my YouTube channel, and that ink lasts me 6 months. So for me, printing from home is the best and most economical way to do it. I have had a couple of people ask me about printing from services, but I don't know of a lot in Australia. I'm not sure if you're in the US. It might be more common over in the US, but perhaps some of the other people on the chat could help with that question. If anybody has used a printing company, I can always print it and send it to you if you are having difficulty. I'm happy to do that. The shaker part of the card would make a cute ornament. This is a comment from Joyce. You are so right, Joyce. You could easily, yeah, just create that and then add a little ribbon or something and hang it on the Christmas tree. That would look really cute. I'm just thinking kids would love that, wouldn't they? Like a little, instead of, what you could possibly do also is you could put a little bit of Velcro, instead of gluing that down, you could just have a little Velcro dot and a little ribbon there, and then they could pull that off and hang that straight on the tree. That would be lovely. I use this shape quite a bit for shaker cards. It's in a couple of my printables because I'm quite addicted to making shaker cards now. I never got into it for quite a few years, but now that I love to do it, and it's so easy with printables because you've got a cute little image, so it can be any image, right? So we made some really nice cat cards, and we had puppy dogs. We had images of cats and puppy dogs, and yeah, it's easy to put onto a card as well because we've got this easy sentiment banner here. So happy birthday, or could make a wedding card, and then just replace your poinsettia flowers with, you know, any type of flower. And that's a lot of my printables have a matching flower so that you can print that out and cut it out, and then you save money on embellishments as well. So this is quite an economical card to make. If you wanted to make a lot of them, all you really need is the acetate and the little shaker cards, a little bit of ribbon or twine and a pearl center and a bit of cardstock, and you're good to go. So it's not an expensive card to make, and you don't need a lot of tools really. It's just scissors and some glue, and print out your printable and you're all set. I like that idea, thank you. How did you cut the inside of the scallop circle, the outside of the shaker? I actually cut it by hand. So what I usually do is I get this circle, I lay it on my paper trimmer, and I just make a little slit in the middle, and then I get the scissors in and I cut around. But if you are a Cricut lover and you prefer to you know, cut on your electronic cutting machine rather than fussy cutting, my printables, I can send you the one that has the Cricut. And so instead of a PDF file, I make them into PNG files, and then you can upload that into your Cricut design space or whatever you use for Silhouette, and then you can cut that out on the Cricut, so you don't even have to fussy cut. So with all of my printables, I didn't do it for this one. I didn't send it through, but I do have it. I can send it to you. But for all of the printables that are in my shop and in my Patreon account, I make a separate PNG file. So for those people who don't enjoy fussy cutting, you can just cut that out without having to do it yourself. I personally am a fussy cutter, so I don't mind cutting. I find it quite relaxing, and it's just, I learned that before I learned the Cricut, so it's easier for me. But I know lots of you prefer to use the Cricut, so we've made the PNG files so that you can cut them out, and then obviously you don't have to do that technique to try to cut out the middle of the circle. So if you do want the PNG files, you can email me and I can send those to you, and then you don't have to fussy. Where did you get the slim down tape? Okay, yes, that really thin tape. Yeah, that is an Australian brand called Couture Creations. It just comes on like it's the tape that I used to put behind the sentiment, in case you're wondering what that is. So I'm sure companies will have it. It comes on like a sort of little square, and it's just adhesive. It's double-sided adhesive foam tape, and they have it cut into like skinny little lines. So as opposed to the dots, you can of course use the dots for the back of that, or you can use a thin piece of recycled cardboard. But yeah, just, I'm sure many companies have that. I know Uniquely Creative have it in Australia, and I know Couture Creations have it in Australia. So I'm sure that people in the US would have that. So if you know of a company that stocks that very thin strip of the double-sided mounting adhesive, please leave a link in the comments so that people can find that in the US or in whatever country. That would be great. How long have you been crafting? Thanks, Nancy. I have been crafting, oh gosh, like the aging process, right? Everything starts to get many years, doesn't it? Um, I started crafting when I was working as a primary school teacher. I was about 26, I think, 27. And one of my teaching colleagues was having a stamping up party. So we went to the stamping up party. I used to obviously make cards when I was a kid. Like when my mum would say, it's somebody's birthday, can you go and make a card for them? But when I'm talking card making, I'm talking like an A4 piece of paper with a drawing on the front and writing on the inside. That was like, what I did when I was a kid. But when I went to this stamping up party, so I'm not sure how many years ago that would be now. It's probably up 20 years now. Yeah, so we sat down and that was the first time I'd ever really seen any of the crafting products that were available. And I was blown away by all of the colors, how everything matched and how you could get ink that matched with the cardstock and all the different stamps and all of those things. And I actually didn't have a hobby back then because I just, I'd finished uni and teaching was my thing at that time. And I was very dedicated as a teacher. So I didn't really have any hobbies. I didn't have any children of my own. I was just there I put all my time into decorating the classroom and thinking up activities for the kids. And so I was very dedicated, and my whole life pretty much revolved around teaching. So when I went to this party and I saw that, I could do this, and that was when I started. And a couple of my friends that went to that party, we all got into card making together. So it was actually really, really fun times because we were discovering websites and different types of stamps like the tilde stamps and Copic markers, and we were discovering everything, and it was really, really fun. We'd come to school in the morning and say, did you know about this? Like, check this out. And yeah, and those two ladies and I still craft today. They still work at the school. I don't anymore. But yeah, we get together in the holidays and we do our crafting. So yeah, that's how I got into it. And I'm really grateful that I got into card making because, well, and also then I got into scrapbooking as well, and, making little journals and stuff like that. But it's really nice to have the community behind you, getting together with people and crafting away your worries. And I also find crafting to be relaxing. So for me, because I'm a very busy person, I don't relax well. I'm always doing something, right? So my mind is always going at 100 miles an hour. What do I need to do next? So for me, when I fussy cut or when I sit down at the crafting desk, it's my relaxation time where I can just, focus on one thing and just take a bit of time out. And I appreciate that. And I think that it's really good for us to have something where, we're not doing housework and, we can just have a bit of our own time being creative, and it's healing. So that's why I got into crafting. And I have waffled and waffled for the whole 20 minutes. So I hope that you have enjoyed this live of me up in the morning. And I promise I will get back to you. If for some reason I don't get back to your email, please just email me again. It may have just slipped down and I've just missed it. It's never my intention to miss an email. So I am please just email me again and I will I'll do my best to sort out any problems that you have with printing your freebie. There's that link again. So fingers crossed we can get you all getting that freebie and get crafting. And please post your photos in the Facebook group. Even if the summit is over, the Facebook group is still there. So please post your photos and we can all see your beautiful card and take inspiration from you. So I hope that you have enjoyed the summit, and I look forward to getting to know you a little bit more, and I hope you have a lovely crafty day.